Dustin Poirier will be taking on Islam Makhachev at UFC 302. And let's be honest, no one's really expecting Dustin Poirier to win the lightweight championship. For those who aren't aware, this will be Dustin Poirier's third opportunity at winning the lightweight gold. His first time was against Khabib Nurmagomedov from 2019, where Dustin Poirier actually got a nice guillotine locked in, but it just didn't happen, and Khabib got out and was able to get the rear naked choke in the third round. But then 2 years later, he got a second opportunity when he took on Charles Oliveira. In the first round, Dustin Poirier was able to hurt Charles Oliveira multiple times, but then Charles Oliveira really turned it up a gear and was able to get again a rear naked choke against Dustin Poirier. So now Dustin Poirier is 0-2 in title fights, and both losses have came by rear naked choke. And now he's matched up with Islam Makhachev for his third opportunity at lightweight gold, but can he actually get it done? Oh, and I've just skipped over the fact that Dustin Poirier fought for the BMF title, but I'm not going to class that as an actual title, as it's just more of a gimmick title in my opinion. Now, as much as I love Dustin Poirier, I really don't think he's going to get it done against Islam Makhachev. Just going off his last performance against Benoit Saint-Denis, yes, he was able to finish Benoit Saint-Denis, but when it came to the grappling side of things, Benoit Saint-Denis had his way with Dustin Poirier. And Dustin Poirier put himself in a lot of trouble when he kept on trying to jump the guillotine. You know, he did it several times. Even when his cornermen told him not to do it, he still did so. And I just don't think that would be a clever move against Islam Makhachev. Now, I don't actually think that he's going to be stupid enough to do that against Islam Makhachev. I think he got let off against Benoit Saint-Denis. I know Benoit Saint-Denis had a staph infection as well, which obviously played a part in the fight. But regardless, he got the victory against Benoit Saint-Denis. But I just think you can't make those same mistakes against Islam Makhachev. And whether he does or not, even if he doesn't make those same mistakes, I still think Islam Makhachev wins the fight. Because I feel like people are starting to realise, including myself, that Islam Makhachev is not just a grappler. He's a very well-rounded MMA fighter, and he has great striking. Now, I would probably give it to Dustin Poirier. You know, I would give the edge to Dustin Poirier, saying that he has better striking than Islam Makhachev. But I think when you mix everything in, with the grappling and the striking, it opens up more opportunities, both when it comes to the grappling and the striking. And I think that's where there's going to be a lot of problems for Dustin Poirier. We've obviously seen him in 2 title fights against Khabib and Charles Oliveira, 2 people whose bread and butter is grappling. And I just think Islam Makhachev is not going to be any different. You know, Islam Makhachev is another great grappler, and I just don't see Dustin Poirier having much success. Maybe he can get that one shot what lands and puts Islam out cold, but I think that's the best chance that he has at winning the lightweight championship. And if Dustin's able to pull off the upset win against Islam Makhachev, then I think it'll be one of the better feel-good moments in MMA history. And it makes me wonder, who would he fight next? Who would he make that title defense against next? As there's a lot of names in that lightweight division. Now, the obvious answer would be an Islam Makhachev rematch, but that's a very boring answer, and we don't do boring over here. So we're going to get rid of Islam Makhachev rematch. He can just fuck off to welterweight and fight Leon or whoever he wants to fight at 170. We want nothing to do with Islam Makhachev. You know, we could do the 4th fight between him and McGregor, depending on how McGregor and Chandler goes. I know the UFC would really want that, because McGregor would have another opportunity to become the lightweight champion again. And obviously this would do massive pay-per-view numbers. But would it make the most sense? Probably not. But I don't think too many people will pull a face at it. In fact, I actually think it would kind of be a mixed bag. I think people wouldn't want it, and some people would. I wouldn't really mind it, considering how the 3rd fight finished. Even though Dustin Poirier did do really good in that 3rd fight, I still think it just ended, you know, abruptly, and wasn't really fair on McGregor how it ended. You also have a 3rd fight between him and Justin Gaethje. I wouldn't mind that, but obviously Justin Gaethje has just got finished by Max Holloway. And then you got a trilogy with Max Holloway. I'll be down for that. I wouldn't mind that at all. You know, Max Holloway again, getting to run it back. He's lost 2 fights to Dustin Poirier. In that first fight, he was very young. In the second fight, he didn't really have the time to build up and get that 155 frame, you could say. So it'll be a much more entertaining fight now, in my opinion. And then I feel like the most deserving contender would be Arman Tsarukyan. I think that would be the fight straight after if he didn't do an Islam Makhachev rematch. But would that do good numbers compared to the other fights? I don't really think so, if I'm being honest with you. And we know that the UFC love big numbers when it comes to title fights. So I feel like those would be the options, and I feel like the best one, the more likely would get, is probably Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. In my opinion, if Dustin Poirier fails to win the gold against Islam Makhachev, then he'll go in the same category as the likes of Alistair Overeem, Anthony Rumble Johnson, Alexander Gustafsson, as the greatest fighters who were never able to win the UFC gold. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Dustin Poirier is able to get the upset win against Islam Makhachev? Or do you think that Islam Makhachev is going to run through Dustin Poirier like he has many other opponents? Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.